Hi everyone, Lisa on the Go with Spiritual Fitness on the Go. Hope you're having a great day. Today's talk is going to be spiritual awakening, transforming, changing, transitioning, and the things that can happen physically and mentally. One of the pictures is, what if I am okay? And this is kind of what spiritual awakening is. I'm okay, but yet it's kind of fear mode, or what's going on? Don't know what's happening. And the other picture I have is, I will try posting these. Our feelings, memory, experience, awake, being now, here I am, aware, history, sensitivity, sensations. So here are some pictures. I will add them into the comments or try to add it onto the show. So let's get started. Okay, spiritually awakening. What is spiritual awakening? A few years ago, I was out and came home with hives in one location. I looked up the spiritual meaning of hives and the location and was put to the spiritual awakening URLs. Now, I would have never known about this, understood this, unless I experienced myself. So again, I'm authentic when I talk, and it's just me with you guys. These are things that I have personally experienced. Bringing people on, they're interesting topics to learn something, see something different. No, I may not have experienced it, but they have, and I feel it's important to bring that forth and something to talk about. Spiritual awakening is learning who you really are, having that peace in yourself and knowing your belief systems. It is just being who you want to be, surrendering and at peace. This journey of the spiritual awakening is not easy at times. Look at the symptoms, and I will go through the symptoms. Oh my gosh, you think you're sick. You think you have the flu, a stomach bug, you're achy, I'll go through all the symptoms. So it was a huge lesson. Thank goodness I had the hive, because I did have some of the other issues, but looking it up and really learning what spiritual awakening is, it's what helped me stay on the path. I recognize this by talking about spiritual awakening, and I know I'm not alone, and neither are you. So for me, spiritually awakening is transitioning, changing, transforming who you are. Spiritual awakening, it's a word, it's a saying. Everybody might have their own interpretations on that. So mine is, you're changing, you're facing your issues, you're becoming who you want to be. Okay, now I understand what was happening. The transitions can take time, from moments to years, depending upon where we are on our path. How fast are we learning the lessons, or where we're going, or facing our issues? So I know this was happening to me after reading and researching, and I giggled to myself. Okay. And I've been on the path for a few years. However, things are now moving fast and is experiencing half the symptoms. The best 3 that showed me that didn't question it, okay, was the back end of my website had issues, ongoing and ongoing. By the way, they're resolved. I had a hives right here in the heart location, right? You just don't get a hive in your heart location. It wasn't a reaction. It wasn't stress. It was just a hive. Hi, I'm here. So taking a look at that and what that is. And electrical malfunctions. I bought a MacBook Pro, and it had glitches for 2 years before it died. I bought another MacBook Pro, upgraded it, and it's a gem. Then I bought an iMac, right? This is all within like a 4-year period. I buy an iMac, right? Oh my gosh. Only I could do it. It died in 2.5 months. I went on Drama and Stories or one of my other blogs. The peripheral and the motherboard died. 2.5 months. The kids, people around me are going, oh man, you are powerful. What are you doing? This stuff just doesn't happen. And I'm going, I don't know. So the spiritual awakening really came into my world. When these symptoms arise, I giggled and I choose peace. I experienced some other spiritual awakening that we will go through. I am okay because I see myself growing and exceeding who I was just a few years ago. Okay, so who buys an Apple product that dies? Right? I was just saying this. Children, friends, business colleagues laugh. They laugh so hard at me because it's just unheard of, especially the teens. They're like, Mom, like, really? The lesson, only buy from Best Buy. The warranties and guarantees are superb, and they stand behind the products. Same issue 3 times. It's the lemon law. They take it back and do what they need to do. Apple, with the glitch, oh my gosh. How often do you get a grown woman in crying because things don't work? And the techs work on it, it works. And then you sit down with one of the trainers and it starts doing crazy stuff. So what actually happened to this MacBook Pro, I'm like, I'm done, I surrender, right? Watch how this works. I'm done, I surrender. I'm like, I walk into Best Buy, I go to Will, the supervisor, in the computer, I tell him, it's in the computer department, tell him everything that's going on. And I said, what do you want me to get? He said, a Mac. I'm like, well, come on. After everything I've been through. He said, upgrade and get the Mac. He said, we have this one on sale. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, okay. And he set it up and he did everything for me and works like a gem. I only go to Best Buy and I only talk to Will whenever I buy a product. He stands by all his products. I bought the iMac from him when it died. He just laughed at me. Got computer number 2 and the iMovies with all the videos, right? Because when the iMac died, it unedited and raw and made all the videos raw. He gave me an iMac number 2. Well, it didn't move in the movies right. And I went to a higher processing. Well, we just said, scratch that. Let's just go to number 3. By the way, the thing works perfect. But I'm told it's my energy. My kids have the most laughs, makes the most fun of me when it comes to these computers because, Mom, this stuff just doesn't happen. If this happened to anyone else in Pac-Man, Apple would have never been in business for as long as they've been in business. So, and my spiritual friends came forth and said, Lisa, this is you. This is your energy. What are you doing? What are you not seeing? What is shifting? What is changing? What are you not willing to change? Because as soon as you're willing to change it is when things will change. By the way, this is the MacBook Pro that I've had. I think I'm on 5 years. And the iMac downstairs is 2 years. 0 issues. If I have anything, just go into Best Buy and it's like little things. No issues. It's been awesome. So I cleared whatever needed to be cleared for that particular issue. I believe my path is to be who I am, believe in who I want to be, and to stay on my path, do what I love, and love what I do. Spiritually awakening, transforming, transitioning, changing. You could have headaches, fatigue. You want to eat healthier and care for your body differently. Your belief systems are changing. Your desire to connect to nature, experiencing synchronicity, being shown that life is not coincidental, right? People show up in your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime, but those for a season, and then when the friendship's done or the relationship ends and you realize why you were in their life, whether to teach or learn or both from each other, wow. Material items aren't needed or wanted as they used to be. So you're not using them. Your sleeping patterns change. Here you go. Are you listening? Insomnia, fatigue. You're sleeping more or less, waking in the middle of the night, having those hot sweats, sudden waves of emotions, drawn to inspiration and personal fulfillment. Greater feeling of oneness, worrying less, trusting the process. Interest and desires changing, power surges, right? Hot to cold. Vivid dreams, time accelerating, integrity. Here we go. Electrical and mechanical occurrences that come and go, important to ground. Closures in life, changes in what you're eating, skin rashes, hives. Hello, that was the one on the heart. I was also really tired around this time. I was headachy. I was sluggish. It's all part of it. Events that completely change your life. You move, there's a death, a divorce, or a loss of job, or creating a job. Creative incentives. The feeling you are or have changed and feeling that difference inside. That's huge. That was one of the big ones I was going through. It's like, I don't remember adolescence. I remember being like 21, 22 and going from a kid to an adult and having those feelings of changes. Not like the spiritual awakening. That was more changing to growing up. I think spiritually awakening is more learning who we are and who we want to be. I think when you're growing up more that 21 to 22, it's what do you want to be? What do you want to wear? What is your job? What do you want to do, right? Where spiritually awakening is more who are you? Who do you want to be? Who do you want in your life and in your circle? Who do you want to reflect who you are, and who do you want to reflect on them? Increased integrity, increased intuition. Awakening spiritually is not always an easy transformation. I think we know that that's going through it. Let's face it, generally speaking, if things are going fantastic in your life, you simply don't ask the deep questions. When faced with the challenges, our true emotions and feelings lead us to ask deep questions of ourselves, our habits, patterns, the past, and the big whys. Why am I on this earth? What am I meant to do? What is my life purpose and mission? Right, so that's learning about you and who you want to be. Right? She just put that more into a communication of words and verbalizing more specific and detailed. But use the words that resonate for you. The reason we go through this is for growth, so we can open to unconditional love, claim our soul's purpose, and give back to our communities and the world. By achieving enlightenment, we truly see the truth in our lives and start to live from a place of joy. And that, my friends, that is beautiful. If you're in the midst of this transformation, know that it is temporary and it is a necessary process that gives us the opportunity to learn. You are safe and supported on this journey. This is the path to being uniquely and authentically you. The world needs you. We all matter. We all make a difference in this world. It's the universe ways of correcting your path. If things just don't feel right, it feels like everything's going wrong, this is a sure sign you're on a track for a spiritual awakening. This can come in forms of depression, losing a job, breakups, things not turning out as you hoped. It doesn't have to be dramatic, and it could be subtle. The feelings of, I know there's something more, or being lost and confused. Whether you're at a crossroads or going through a pretty humdrum cycle in life, you have this feeling of knowing there is more for you. Then you can contribute to the world on a deeper level, and you can. This is asking us to dig deeper and be of service. Keep waking up in the middle of the night. Need more sleep? Angels are talking to you. Write down the numbers and check them at Joanna Scribes, S as in snake, CRIBES website. That's a new one. I guess I need to look at that. I guess the different times means what the angels are meaning to tell us, if you believe in the angels. But there are certain times, like we wake up all the time, like 105. 520, right? Whatever the numbers mean. 444, that's a rule of angels. 1111, someone's thinking about you. So that would be interesting to look at. These numbers can show up on license plates, receipts from shopping, others talking about it. When you look at that same time over and over again, listen. Something is trying, the angels are encouraging you. We don't all believe in that, higher realm, or some of these spiritual modalities. So just know there's something coincidental. They're not coincidental on these times. And try to go within and see what it feels for you. And try to make meaning that can make it right for you. Okay. Allow yourself rest and don't feel guilty. It's self-care. Give from the overflow, not the line of credit. Nurture yourself through the process. Okay, if you see the recurring numbers 111, 222, 333 in synchronicity, so she already spoke about the numbers in the previous sign. Okay, so that was that website. The best place to look up some of these signals is What's Your Sign, a resource for symbolic meanings if you're having that. And even if you don't believe in it, look it up and see what it says. Maybe you can interpret it for you, and maybe it could give you some release so you can move forwards, heal something, move forwards, get through this period of time of spiritual awakening. You cannot be around negative people and avoid conflict. Now that's an interesting one. I guess I'm going through this one again. This one has been in my world. Cannot be around negative people and avoid conflict. This is a good thing and perfectly normal to distance yourself from those who suck up all your energy. Yep. It's okay if doors are closing. This means other doors can open for your path of where you're going. You question everything. It's a time of pondering and reassessment. Perfectly normal. We all have a set of beliefs that have been given to us from our past. Challenge our thoughts. Dig deep and have the courage to feel the emotions, as well as ask if this belief is true. You might find some interesting answers for you. You're more sensitive to foods, perfumes, and toxins. I think I'm going through another spiritual awakening because, man, foods have been an issue. This is your body's way of asking you to love it more. Listen to your body. Avoid processed foods, toxins, and nurture yourself. Spiritual transformation takes a lot of energy. Rest, rejuvenate that soul. You know in your heart that the whole world is connected. We are all energy. We are all one. And what one person does affects other places and people. Do the best you can to be the person that encourages and lifts people up, as well as help our earth by sustainable choices of food, clothing, recycling, conserving water. You want to make a difference in the world? You're in search of how you can help? Fantastic. We need you and your special talents that only you have. Start with where you are, learn about what your passion is, and keep growing and to go towards your destiny. You will, or may already know how you can best serve your purpose. Start with the first step. LisaOnTheGo, I say take an action. And sometimes it's like you have the thoughts, right? You have the feelings that go into the thoughts, right? And you have the thoughts. Well, I could sit there in the thoughts, as we talked last night. The ego-channeling mind just goes round and round, no beginning, no end. Take an action, that's the spiritual heart. Just a little action sometimes. And man, see where that will go, because sometimes that's all it's needed to push things forward. Compassion, empathy, and love for all. Being an empath and having compassion is a good thing. Okay, so an empath is someone who is in a room full of people or around other people. You can feel their feelings at that moment. Are they sad, angry, upset, not focused? You just pick up their energies and their feelings. Yeah, we're going to have to do a talk on, Yes, we will do a talk on empath at some point to learn to block it and to have a shield so they don't affect who you are, and you could be who you are and still be in these energies. So you're having the compassion for all this. It's tough to stay detached, but if you send them love and react with kindness, you show great strength. Okay, people you run into are not a coincidence. They need to hear that it will be okay, and that it is. You have done your job and help. How fantastic is that? Find yourself picking up others' energies, pains, or emotions, simply just send it away. Send it in golden light. Send it in healing green light. Send it in love. Don't absorb it and take it as yours. Bottom line, you are not going crazy. You are not misthinking this. You are not sick. When you understand what you're going through, and some of these symptoms, I'm telling you, man, telling you, woman, man and woman, they are tough. It could be, as bad as depression, having the flu, getting sick to your stomach, headaches, lightheadedness, dizziness. There's all kinds of symptoms that go along with this. However, when you're on the other side, you go, okay, I get it. I really did change and transform. It just helped me. Maybe it helps to take you down a little bit, right? So you're tired, so you could just go with the flow and make the changes more easily. So it's being done for us, not to us. Being done for us where your soul, your spiritual heart wants to be and who it wants to be. So it's very interesting going through this. There are more spiritual advisors out there. There's people to talk to if you're having some of these symptoms, or just go with the flow. Learn about you. Learn to be in your loving heart. Learn to be in your heart. Shine that light. And I think that's very helpful, to be more open, to go where you want to go on your path. Have a great night. Love, laughter, and peace. Lisa on the go. Love you guys.